Hello, and this is the Curious Crow podcast with me, Chris Borden.
Myself, Martin Willigan.
Hope everyone's doing well. Today on the show, we've got a few fun little things about a little bit like Martin being a whiny little bitch.
Yes.
Because he's ill.
Yes.
Pokemon Go Gen 3, broccoli, and why it gives you food poisoning.
Okay.
All work and no play makes Chris a dull git. And Chris, music has come back around. That's just a couple of little things. Katy Perry gets stuck. I've only just seen that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Murder on the dance floor and other GTA suggestions. Blue can't
Trump.
That's the one.
And Sean Paul with Breathe was one of the.
Indeed. And how Apple are a bunch of so-and-sos. Plus a load of other stuff that will
That's
follow.
not what you said on the running order, Chris.
It isn't, but...
You called them...
Oh, you're going to have to bleep that out,
I am.
mate.
1 minute in.
Yeah. God. Jesus. 1 minute in.
Yep. Just make a note of that somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no. So how are you doing, mate? Because obviously last week you had to do a little... a solo cast, didn't you?
I did the little one. Yeah, and it was 20 minutes long. Do you know what happened is I thought, because basically last week, as I said in the podcast, you were just busy. Like, you had so much on.
Yeah.
We are actually working on a contingency plan for if that's the case.
Yeah, we are.
But we didn't have one. So I had to do a little one. And it was supposed to be an hour. I had a full running order.
Yeah.
Literally, I jammed it full. And where there's no, conversation, there's no conversation. So... it lasted 20 minutes.
Oh,
in fact, it lasted 18 minutes and the rest was bulked out with music.
Oh, God,
so
okay.
that's the situation we're in. So sorry if you're expecting a full edition last week. Hopefully I gave you...
But you're not going to get one.
Yeah, hopefully I gave you all the information. Probably just more condensed and with less banter.
Oh, yes. Well,
so that's back
the
this week.
banter is back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
I'm very unwell.
Indeed,
that's why I'm a bit quiet this week. Basically, I've had a cold, and I'm not going to go on about it because it's a cold. What are you going to do? But I've been sick, which means I have been playing video games extensively this week and watching movies and stuff. So
yeah,
this is your fruit. My loss is your gain. I am on the mend now. I'm going back to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
I feel like a human being. I'm coughing a lot, so I'm really sorry. I'm going to be probably coughing a bit through this one. If I can, I'll edit them out.
Do you know what the worst bit is about that?
You were sick
a
couple of weeks ago, weren't you, actually?
It was more... Do you know what? I think it was more... A couple of weeks ago, I had a humongous migraine.
Yeah.
It was horrible and I felt really ill from it, but wasn't actually ill.
I think you're strapped on these headphones.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to my voice for an hour.
I was like, but I think I'm praying so hard that it's not going to happen, but I think I'm coming down with something because at the office everyone has been getting ill.
Yeah, that's what happens at my place as well. You know, if you work in any environment where there's air conditioning,
oh god, yeah, it gets blown around.
I know who to blame as well. I know who gave it to me, and they're gonna tomorrow. They wear a piece of my mind. I've got a packet full of lozenges.
Oh yeah,
you can hear them.
You really do.
You know what the weird thing about these is that it says you're only allowed to take 12 within 24 hours.
Right, okay.
What I'm curious about is why couldn't I take more than 12 in 24 hours?
Can you imagine if they were like just full of hallucinogens?
I reckon it probably gives you the squits, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, no, they
so
massively do, mate. Massively.
When I was sick the other day, I managed to have I didn't quite have 12, I had 10 of them or something, and I was fine. So the advice is clearly sound. But I tell you what I was doing as well, which I never thought would work.
Okay.
So Frankie said, why don't you boil the kettle, pour the water into like a jug or a bowl, and breathe in through the steam. You think to yourself, that sounds like a dumb idea. That sounds like I'm going to sort of just fill my lungs up with moisture. What it does is apparently it's supposed to do it with your nose as well, but I can't do that. That's why I hate saunas. My nose can't take it. That's the genuine truth. My nostrils hurt.
Yeah.
But I stuck my head in this jug, like a Tupperware, not Tupperware, like a Pyrex jug, and I'm stuck my mouth over it. And I tell you what, whilst you're doing it, you do feel a lot better. For about 20 minutes, you're much better. The problem is as well, yesterday I spent a lot of the day watching old John Tron videos.
Oh,
you can think what you like about him politically, but it's very funny.
Okay.
And I was laughing, so I go, I want to laugh, but it hurts.
That's the worst.
Still
kind
hurts
of
now.
illness to
But
have.
you might be thinking to yourself, "Oh, Martin, that was a pretty genuine cough. It started as a joke, turned into a real cough."
It really did.
Through. Honestly, I sound like a Group B rally car from the 80s. It's terrible,
mate. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, especially with getting ill, it's often. I don't know about you, but for me, it often resides in the chest.
Yeah, I have a problem anyway. My sinuses aren't particularly good. So that's why I still sound bunged up. I can totally breathe from my nose. That's no problem. I wasn't able to the other day. But my sinuses, I just feel really bunged up. My head, but my voice, I know it doesn't sound right. I know it sounds overly nasal. My chest is sore. You know what one of the worst bits was the other day is that I had a headache as well. On Tuesday. I couldn't look at screens, so you're just laid in bed with your eyes shut.
It's the worst thing in the world, isn't
wide awake, feeling sorry for yourself. That's the problem with a cold as well, isn't it? Like, obviously we've all had colds. I'm not going to say, I was dying. But I just want to let you know, that's why I sound like utter cack today. I'm not. I'm better. I'm on the mend. I would say I'm functioning at maybe like 85%.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
I drove here.
Yeah, you did.
So that's something. I'm a functioning human.
Psychopath. I mean, what?
Fully normal psychopath. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, it was about a month ago or a month and a half ago. Where do you remember when I was really unwell?
Yes.
And now the roles are reversed, and I kind of want to offer some words of comfort, but at the same time, I just can't.
There aren't any.
There's nothing for me to say.
Yeah, and also, people get sick, don't they?
Yeah,
I tried to soldier on, but you just can't sometimes. I spent most of the time under a duvet, which is why I have played, and we'll talk about it a bit, half of the offline portion of GT Sport. Half of it in 2 days.
Amazing.
Less than 2 days, actually. I'll talk about... buckle up. That's going to be quite... Yeah, because I thought to myself, I could record a video, and then I realised I can't voice it.
No.
It'll be terrible. Really can't. I got the collector's edition, so I was thinking about doing an unboxing. I was like, it'll be terrible. By the time I'm better... It won't be worth doing because other people will have done it. So I'm going to sort of do a review here. I might do a video review later on.
Yeah.
Next week I'm off work quite a bit, so I'm hoping to churn out some stuff then.
Cool. Well, do you know what? This is the thing, mate. At the end of the day as well, like, if you turn to me and go, Chris, look, I really want to make a video, like an unboxing video. Can you voice it for me? Normally, for anything else, I'd have said yes. But as it is a driving game, the boredom in my voice would probably have been paramount and ruined the video.
Do you know there's a video that's on the YouTube where Josh Sparks did a review of...
He did a wonderful review.
He did a review of Gran Turismo 2002
yes, he did.
Tokyo Geneva Concept, which he did play the game, but I wrote the review.
Yes, I think we've spoken about this on the podcast previously as well.
But he did a great job with that, and he didn't sound bored at all. I think it's all about the quality of the reader there, Chris. Should we talk about Pokemon Go?
Yeah, let's.
Now, our buddy Turkey Matt, he's massively into Pokemon Go. Do you want to read this, or would you like me to give it a croaky go?
Do you know what?
This is from IGN.
So save yourself, mate.
Thanks.
Pokemon Go, first generation, 3 Pokemon arrive this week. Halloween event confirmed. After multiple leaks earlier this week, Niantic... I'll probably butcher that, but
no, that's actually right.
Oh, is it? Niantic has now officially confirmed that Pokemon from Ruby and Sapphire are coming to Pokemon Go, plus a new special Pikachu.
Well, one with a hat. That was the special Pikachu last time.
That's amazing. In a blog post on Pokemon Go's official site, Niantic announced that this year's Halloween event will begin on October 20th. To celebrate, Sableye, Banette, and a few other ghost-type Pokemon originally discovered in the Hoenn region will be the first generation 3 Pokemon to come to the game. I would read the rest of it, but unfortunately I would butcher the entire thing. But basically, I'm quite excited for this because since regaining access to a phone, I've realised that actually I quite like Pokemon Go. I quite like playing it.
I like dipping into it when I'm with people.
Yeah.
If I were on my own, what I do is I download it when I'm with a group of peeps because I left it in a good place. I'm not like a bad level in there, so I like doing it when there are other people to, be around. But yeah, exciting news for Pokemon fans.
Definitely. I mean, that's the thing. Because obviously, it was last year when it came out, wasn't it?
Excuse me.
Was it last year?
A couple of years back now.
Okay,
I think,
I'm losing track of the time. But this is the thing, like obviously when it first came out, it was so hugely popular, and it took to its credit. For the first few months, it was incredibly successful. But then you've got to look at the fact that at the end of the day, people just ended up losing interest because they didn't want to leave the house.
I think Pokemon Go, the problem that we have is that we're viewing it from a worldwide perspective. So we think, it was massively popular and now no one talks about it. I think Niantic and Nintendo, the Pokemon company, are probably pretty happy with the amount of people still playing it. Because you think the way these games work, because they're free to play, effectively.
Yeah.
So you think about it, you've got, let's say you have 1 million people playing around the world still. Big number, but you might not hear about it. You know, there are 1 million people playing Overwatch, but you don't always hear about it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But let's say it started off with like 6 million or whatever. I don't know the actual numbers. Maybe we should have prepared those. But let's say it started off there. You think about that 1 million, like maybe 15% of them are spending money, and the people who do spend money in these types of games tend to spend big bucks, 20, 30 quid or a pop. So you think about it, they're actually pretty happy in the attach rate. I bet the rate at which people who pay continue to play is very good. I suspect.
For sure.
I mean, they're never going to tell us that, are they?
No, of course they're not. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's just one of those things. Excuse me.
That's my job.
Well, no, it's just. I think it's one of those things where a lot of people fell out of love with it.
Yeah.
I haven't personally. I still really enjoy it. But I do honestly think it ends up coming down to, people just going, I can't be bothered to leave the house.
I don't know if it's that or it's just.
That's my personal view on it, obviously. But
I mean, I just sort of lost interest in it because. I'd done what I wanted to do with it and went, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, next. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
At the time, and then I've popped back in. I've gone, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, but I'm kind of done with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I think it probably doesn't help that the general span of time that people focus on games, especially when they come out and stuff, is actually quite minimal.
Yeah.
Unless you're a fan of going back to games and stuff like I am, like you are.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, as just a game off the top of my head, Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
We'll play
we always
that
go
with a
back
beer.
to that. Exactly, we always go back to it at some point.
Do you remember watching that? Playing that game, 4-player on a PS3. Watching that thing chug. Jeez.
And to be fair, it could have been a lot worse. Do you remember your old TV?
My old
big
flat
box, yes, the big box,
32-inch CRT.
Yeah,
that thing was hilarious.
Trying to shoot zombies and stuff on that, mate, was.
Remember playing people in multiplayer and being really angry, just shouting, "I bet you buggers have 4K TVs," and but 4K wasn't a thing. I bet you guys have HD TVs. You sat about half an inch away from it. On the other side of the bloody living room, we're dealing with SD.
You did used to get very angry about it.
Yeah, well, I had no other choice. I was a student. But it was better than the TV. It was better than the TV that was there before that. Because my girlfriend at the time lived there first. I walked into the living room and there's a 4x3 box sitting on this piece of crap furniture. I walk in and I just go, Debbie, no. If I'm going to move in, something's got to happen. She says, well, the landlady was not going to replace it unless it's broken. And I went, we can arrange this. I think I can say safely now that I broke it. What I did was
Why do you sound like a mob boss suddenly?
So what I did, I went and got a massive, great speaker cone that I had lying around at home, a speaker driver from a PA system. I put it next to the CRT. I put it next to the tube, so it all went purple. Now, I know, and anyone who's into technology will know, you just degauss the monitor and it will just ping back to normal. They didn't know that. They didn't need to know. So I hopped down the local British Heart Foundation shop. By the way, if you're into old crap and furniture that's actually in pretty decent shape, go down there. You not only help out charity, but you also get goods at a reduced price. Some of the stuff I've got in there is actually pretty good. I've got a ZX Spectrum in there, which is pretty cool. And I've also got stuff like amplifiers, CD players. Bless you. I'm supposed to be the sick one, man. Amplifiers,
CD. Told you I'm getting it.
It is contagious. This area is known for its airborne gonorrhea. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've got to come back to this area in a second actually because it cracked me up earlier. So what was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, I got it from there. 30 quid, massive CRT TV. It took two of us to get it in the house. It almost didn't fit through the doorway. But this thing was amazing for a CRT.
Yeah, it was pretty decent.
It was a Sony. The picture quality was stunning. The sound was really good. It was just standard def. That's fine.
Do you know what
absolutely fine.
What else I remember playing on that thing?
Go on.
Tekken,
but it looked right on there.
Oh yeah, it looked really right on it. The nostalgic feel was real. The nostalgic feel was real.
Them feels. I need to tell you about our area. So,
go on.
I'm not going to reveal too much, but you're from Hampshire.
I am from
We're
Shire of
Hampshire. So I was at my house and I've got Alexa. So
yes.
I say, Alexa, open AA route planner.
Yes.
Just because I wanted to know what time, because I'm not going to lie, the reason this podcast isn't maybe up at 3:30 like it would normally be and it's coming quite late at night is because we've just recorded it to go up. So I wanted to know what time I should leave the house to come get you. So I said, Alexa, open AA route planner. I'd like to go to this place. Do you mean this place in Hampshire? Excuse me? Hampshire? Anyway, broccoli.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get over the
Hampshire. Let's say it again normally. I was
God.
Like,
that makes my stomach turn a little bit. No, basically, earlier on, while I was at work on my break,
actually,
I had a very strange text from the missus. A very, very strange text, bearing in mind she's currently in Canada.
Yeah.
And it was, can you get food poisoning from broccoli? And I sat there for a moment and went, probably. I don't know.
If it's off, it'll probably make you unwell.
Yeah, exactly.
Food poisoning, I don't know, but you'd definitely throw up again.
Well, this is the thing, because I then got curious and I thought, do you know what?
Curious crowd.
I've got half an hour on my break. I'm going to eat. I'm going to have a drink. And I'm going to look this up. So I'm sat there eating my dinner from the night before because my mum is a babe and constantly makes me dinner for me to take to work.
It's a well-documented fact that your mum is a legend.
Oh, indeed it is. And I'm sat there and I'm like, okay, keep scrolling. Huh. Okay. And it turns out you can get food poisoning from broccoli.
Who knew?
Because if it's not kept or maintained properly, and it's not cooked properly, like many other things,
right, or
there's cross-contamination with other food poisoning is very, very, very possible.
From broccoli.
It's
not something you'd say. Raw chicken?
It's not.
Check.
Yeah.
Raw pork? Yeah, probably. Raw broccoli. Raw broccoli. You can eat broccoli raw, can't you?
I'm fairly certain you can, but it's probably minging.
Do you reckon there's like a mid-state of...
Well, it's basically if it's just not cooked right. So I think it would probably be between the point of being...
If you cook it in cyanide, it's not going to make you feel very well.
Well, yeah, of course not. But
what do you have to do?
I don't think my girlfriend has access to cyanide, mate.
Well, that's true. Or bleach. So what? No, what? No, I want to know what. What do you have to do to make it poisonous?
I have no idea. And please, no one let us know. But honestly,
don't want to know.
This is the one time I'm going to say, please don't talk to us about anything you hear on this, especially this point, because Martin tends to cook for me a fair amount sometimes, and I really, really, really don't want to get the shits from some funky ass broccoli. I really don't.
I want to know what you have to do.
Well, do you know what? This is the thing. You know how you've just gone, I want more, I want to know. Last month, at the end of the last month, I went to my work's closeout drinks, which is for the sales team and everything.
Right. So you're going to try and blame the broccoli for your illness the next day?
No, not in the slightest. But what you did reminded me exactly what my boss did.
Okay.
Because we were having a discussion and he was talking to one of the sales team about the universe and, the planets and stuff. And I turned around and went, interesting fact, did you know that trees actually move? Like a centimetre every year or something like that?
They grow.
Yeah, well, they actually move.
Right,
they move through the ground.
What do you mean? What roots?
The roots grow, and the tree starts to pull itself and relocate to another point in the soil that it thinks is healthier.
That makes sense.
Exactly, and I told my boss this, right? We're all sat there, and he just looks at me and goes, I want scientific proof, like, right now. I was like, okay, so I got my phone out and started looking it up. I was like, yeah, it's right there. And he was like, no. He just goes, you're messing with me. I've had too many to drink to be able to deal with this mentally. And I was like, yeah, fair point. Like, I completely understand.
Do you want to say interesting about horse chestnut trees, otherwise known as conker trees?
That the conkers are poisonous if you eat them?
I wouldn't eat them. I think it's possible to.
I think it probably is, but I wouldn't advise it.
No, you can eat stinging nettles if you want. You could drink petrol if it wasn't so expensive.
Yeesh.
So I wouldn't recommend that. Please don't do that. Did you know that most horse chestnut trees are diseased?
Indeed, I do.
It's really sad.
Do you know how I know that?
Go on, because
you told me.
Yeah, no. We had a conker tree at work, and I said to the lady who looks after sort of everything that you wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
So she makes sure the place is landscaped and feeds the fish and does stuff like that.
Okay.
She's great. Her name's Sandra. She's lovely. But she was telling me, because I looked at the conker tree, and I said, what's the deal with that? It's like, this is a couple of months back, I was like, it's like the beginning of September. Why is it dropping conkers now? And she goes, well, that one's not very well. So it's getting confused.
Oh.
Apparently, most of them are, apparently.
That is kind of sad.
That is sad.
It's kind of sad.
Anyway, speaking of work,
yes, it is no secret.
I'm just going to turn myself off here and have a good cough. Excuse me.
That's fine.
You can carry on talking.
I will carry on talking. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, it's
I'll save me a bit of editing.
The phrase from, I believe it's the film The Shining, all work and no play. This has been my last 2 weeks. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful for my job. I'm also very thankful for the training that they recently sent me on. Yeah. Because I'm now a fully qualified lifeguard and first aider.
It's basically Baywatch, isn't it?
Exactly, 100%, just with a lot more rolls.
Forward rolls and sausage rolls.
All in slow-mo.
If I were in there doing that stuff, just the Jurassic Park theme would just spontaneously start rolling.
Well, I constantly worry about falling in the pool in case it causes a tsunami. But anyway,
that's not true, Chris.
And moving on,
you're getting trim, mate.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you.
You're getting fit. I'm starting to be a bit concerned now that I'm just gonna be on my own before long as the lard ass of the group.
You're taking all the fat, and I love it. I'm going to be the thin one.
You know, if someone does a roast dinner and they go, I don't want my crack, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always like that. I'm always like
that. I don't care. But I would just eat the fat. I don't care.
No, to be fair,
I really ought to. I go swimming twice a week. I'm eating healthily, but if someone offers me like a bit of crackling, I'm there.
Yeah, you know it. Well, this is the thing. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm obviously very thankful for my job and all the rest of it. But the hours alone of doing shift work, and anyone who does shift work obviously understands this.
Amen.
It doesn't leave you much time to do much else.
Really doesn't.
Because by the time I've been getting home, usually 11:30, 12 o'clock in the evening, or at night, as it were, I just want to get into bed and go to sleep.
I feel you.
Like 100%. That's and you know, on my way home, I'll be walking home, or someone will give me a lift very kindly, and I'll be like, oh yeah, do you know what? I'll be thinking, do you know what? When I get in, I'm gonna stick this film on, and I'm gonna watch it before I go to bed. Or do you know what? I haven't played my Xbox in a while. It's getting dusty. I'm gonna play some games.
As in, you walk in the door, brush your teeth, and get into the duvet.
I walk in, get something to eat, get myself a little something to drink as well if possible.
Yeah.
And then I pass out. It's not even an exaggeration. And I wake up halfway through the night most of the time going, oh, bugger me, I haven't brushed my teeth. I'll go downstairs, brush my teeth, go back upstairs and go back to sleep.
Right.
And it's been like that for a few weeks now, where I've struggled to find the time to do anything. So, ideally, obviously I'm working more at the moment because I need the money. I'd like to have the money. The money.
Show me the money.
and yeah, so obviously, as I said, I'm trying my best to keep a positive attitude with work, because I work with a bunch of great people. But it's when I don't have time for anything. I honestly, I can't actually remember the last time I watched TV. Just TV. I can't remember.
I haven't watched live broadcast television in a long time. I make it, but I don't watch it.
It's probably because you make it that you don't want to watch it.
That's very true. Last thing I want to do when I finish my work is look at a television.
100%, mate.
I have to look at. I've counted the other day. I have to look at 21 independent monitors, and there's 27 independent sources of information.
That hurts me.
Yeah,
that hurts my mind.
Imagine if I'd have been sick doing it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've done it before. I did it once. I was unwell.
Dear.
Never done it hungover.
Good man.
Never done it drunk. I can imagine those two things would be horrific.
Oh, I imagine they would be, man.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it being very pleasant, to be honest with you. But do you know what? That's the thing. Because obviously, it's now common knowledge for anyone who does listen to the podcast that we do chat an awful lot of shit most of the time. And you know, we were just talking earlier, weren't we? We were sat here, setting up and everything. And you started playing some proper bangers, mate.
I did. So I actually said whilst we were having the conversation, because we put the headphones on, because basically we're in Chris's dining room.
Yeah.
Right? So we put the headphones on and we chat with them on so we can speak a bit quieter, because we can speak into the mics and we don't have to speak out loud. Believe it or not, we actually do this fairly quietly before. And the minute the record button's hit, we go to volume 11.
Exactly.
So really consider it for a while. And I played music through the Focusrite.
Yes, you do.
Scarlett 2i2 interface. And I was playing some songs, and we listened to a couple of tracks, and I thought, you know what, these should be in Grand Theft Auto Online or on the radio stations.
Yes.
I was specifically thinking about the pop one, Non-Stop Pop.
Yes.
Murder on the Dance Floor, Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
Non-Stop Pop.
And Blue Control, Breathe. Now, if you go to the video for this tune on YouTube, someone has actually commented this, and I couldn't agree more with them. Do you have any other suggestions for songs you'd like to see in GTA? I think a bit of Paranoid, Black Sabbath should be in there. It might already be. I don't know. I listen to all the cheese.
See, I was thinking more. If I had any suggestions for like music channels, I suppose.
Yeah.
It'd be to kind of either go back to the kind of the 80s for the pop bit and do
an 80s station.
Yeah, kind of.
I did play Vice City the other day for a bit.
Oh god, well, and just have like things like, or bands like Eurythmics and Simply Red. That kind of stuff. This is some
Simply Red standing by.
I love
Simply Red standing
Red
by.
October standing by. We're such children.
Big Red standing by.
But yeah, no. I think for some of the numerous rock channels they have, though, one of the bands that I don't actually. Well, it's been a long time since I played the up-to-date version of Game of Thrones, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
The last time, I don't ever remember hearing any Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses is a bit of a weird one because they're not on Spotify or anything.
They're not. Indeed, they're not.
I think they have the theory that you buy it or you don't listen to it.
Oh.
Someone's going to really upset them when they tell them about YouTube.
Yeah, I can imagine them getting a bit funny about it.
I was playing some proper bangers earlier. Let me just give you a list. Point of View, DB Boulevard. I Like the Way, Body Rockers.
Yeah.
Express 2 and David Bryan with Lazy. Say, High Tack. Something Going On, Todd Terry. Moving Too Fast, Romania Johnson. Hey Boy, Hey Girl, Chemical Brothers. From Paris to Berlin, Infernal. That's just a small sample of some of the tunes that I was listening to.
I just had a thought. Actually, it's
not.
It kind of is pop, I suppose. Robbie Williams, Rock DJ.
Kids is on there.
Kids is on there.
Kids is on there.
Do you know what? I just feel. I personally think.
Yeah.
Like, Rock DJ was one of his best of that genre of Robbie Williams.
Yeah,
because he's had a few genres. He's done a few different styles.
He's followed pop.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Interesting. If you want to follow that place, it's called Wilbo's Old School Thursdays.
I follow it.
The user is MW Disco. I used to run a little business, man.
Yeah, you did.
So it's just called for that because I used to use it for work and now I don't. But yeah, it's Wilbo's Old School Thursdays. Check it out. It's got how long is it now? It is 10 hours and 42 minutes of old school tunes.
It's the fact that you're just like tunes. It just makes me giggle.
Now, Chris, I believe you're queuing up the next story in your laptop.
Indeed,
as
I
it
am.
Disappeared from the running order.
I'm trying my best to operate a 2012 laptop.
Mate, that thing was new, the Olympics was in London.
Yeah, exactly my point. Which is
that doesn't actually feel that long ago,
it doesn't,
does it? There's been one since. That's the funny thing. There's been one since.
But do you know what? This is going to sound awful, and there are probably going to be people who are going to be outside my door ready to lynch me.
Go on.
But the most recent one,
yeah,
I didn't pay any attention to it. I didn't
Rio.
care. Yeah, I didn't care.
Yeah, no one cared. No one cared, and it wasn't. I mean, they did a fine job, but London did it better. And you look at Beijing as well. Like Beijing did an amazing job.
Oh yeah, very much.
But
so.
when you consider what we did with less, we did a better job.
To be fair, yeah, every time someone mentions the London Olympics of 2012, I always think back to what Russell Howard said before it happened, and he turned around and he goes, look at Beijing's, Olympic show, like opening ceremony. It was amazing. And what do we have? I know what we should do. We should get a red double-decker bus, put in the middle, and out of the top rises Boris Johnson on LSD, and just watch that. Let's go. England.
I would have watched that.
Oh, why is this giraffe staring at me? To be fair, the concept alone just constantly tickles me. Yeah, constantly tickles me.
Now, earlier on, oh no, we haven't done the Katy Perry story, have we?
I know. This is what I've got queued up now, mate.
Go on, you read it whilst whilst you do that. I might see if I can find a glass of water, if that's okay.
That's absolutely fine, mate.
So
just don't break any glasses.
If you can waffle for about 5 minutes,
that is fine.
All right, stand by. Fine. I'll return in a minute.
Simply Red standing by. Anyway,
I'm standing by.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry on with this news story then. So, Katy Perry was left dangling above fans' heads when a floating platform malfunctioned on her world tour. The star had just performed "Thinking of You," perched several stories above the audience on a model of Saturn. The prop refused to return to the stage, leaving the star stranded. "This is the first time I've ever been stuck in space," she joked. "I know I'm kind of a space cadet, but actually this thing is stuck. What should I do? Should I tell some jokes? Should I tell some stories? Should I sing another song?" The star, who was 1 month into her Witness World Tour, was playing Nashville's Bridgewater Arena when the malfunction took place. As the stage hands tried to work out how to rescue her, Perry told fans, "You better put up your phones, it's a YouTube moment." In a video posted on Twitter, the star added that she was getting constant updates from the voice of God in my ear. "I'm not talking about the voices in my head, they're just people," she laughed. To be fair, do you know what?
Took it like a champ.
I was going to say, talk about taking it in her stride. That's impressive, because a lot of people would have gone, "Oh my God, this is my, this is this show ruined. Oh God, what am I going to do?"
Well, in that situation, what do you do? I mean, we've been in situations where shit's gone wrong.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what you do? You do make light of it. You have to, because otherwise it just trashes everyone else's evening,
doesn't it?
Especially if you're a performer on stage. I've had it on the radio once. Where
there's one in specific I'm thinking of.
Do you want to tell it?
No, I'm not. No, I don't think we should.
I was on the radio and everything in front of me just crashed. The whole computer system just went blink. And this is back in the days. If you're a radio nerd, we were using Myriad. Back in the day, before it went all school radio on us. I was using Myriad, and the whole computer literally turned off, literally in front of my eyes, and the track I was playing just stopped dead. Popped up the fader and went, "Hello, this has not gone well." And then whilst I was doing this, I was having to find CDs.
Oh wow!
The best I could
That is
find,
a real hard crash.
best I could find was an old mini disc laying around, which I happened to have on me for some weird reason. This is 2013. Why the hell did I have a mini disc? But luckily, the studio had a mini disc player. So in 2013, for about 20 minutes, I was running off this mystery mini disc.
Anything could have been on there.
Turns out Will Smith getting jiggy with it was on it, which was fine. And then the next song was like Metallica or something. But I was like, luckily it was the clean version. It was the radio edit.
What a weird mix.
But I was quite happy just to have some music, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Katy Perry took it in stride.
Definitely.
It'd have been weird as well if the air conditioning and the heating would have failed. Then it should have been hot and cold.
I don't have the mental capacity to deal with that.
Okay, Perry, we're thinking of you.
Yes, we are in your time of strife.
That's another pun, by the way.
I know it is. I'm just choosing to ignore it.
She knows what to do. She's a California girl.
I'm gonna hurt you after this podcast. I'm gonna take your water away. Anyway,
Sorry.
He's really tickled himself.
I've got to sometimes, haven't you?
On to the last point that we've got though before we move on to the other stuff.
Go on.
Apple.
And how you said they were a naughty word on the running order, and now I've got to do some editing.
Yes, I did. Do you know what? Apple, you're a bunch of gits.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say what I think you were going to. But you can if you want. I just have to bleep.
I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it 13 rated.
Right, yeah.
Basically, I've recently come into the possession of an iPhone. Something I never thought I would
about
own.
it much at all.
I know, right?
You haven't complained.
No.
You just mention it a lot.
Exactly. Well, it's because after 4 months of not having a phone, it's still a novelty.
Right, yeah.
Which is really bizarre. But this is the thing.
Before you rant about it,
yeah, go on.
How do you actually feel about it?
I don't like them.
You don't like it?
At this point in time, it's a case of I have it because I need it.
Is it because it's
but
maybe
not because I want it?
Is it slow? Is it slow?
No, it works absolutely fine. It works just as well as any other phone.
Right.
But
what is it? 4S?
5S.
Oh right, okay. So it's relatively recent.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the issue: is I've never been an Apple user. I've never used iOS before.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm struggling with a lot of the things on it so far. Like a couple of weeks ago, when we mentioned the fact that I had no idea that the little switch on the side is what stopped it from making noises in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing. But the thing that I'm most displeased with, from Apple, because not being funny, obviously Apple, multi-billion-pound corporation,
one of the biggest companies in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Say, yeah.
Then why? When I need to update my apps on my phone so that it continues to run smoothly, does it then go, oh, we need you to verify yourself? And I verify myself. That's fine. I've not got a problem with that. What I do have a problem with, though, is that every goddamn time I sign in, I go, yep, it's all correct. All my information's there. Oh, I've been denied. Why? Because they can't take £1 out of my account. Is that something that Apple do? Are you stealing from the poor Apple? Are you like some sort of backwards Robin Hood? No. Is this what's going on? Bloody hell, Apple.
I assume they take £1 off your account and then put it back again just to make sure it's a real account.
It's still not okay. It's still not okay.
Did I tell you what happened when I went on holiday?
No, because I'm busy ranting about Apple.
You carry on.
Gits.
No, I'll tell you about that.
Right, I'm sorry, but anyone who turns around and says, Apple is the far superior device, yes, in a technical aspect, yes. In a technical aspect, yes, I suppose
arguable even there.
Yeah. Fine, yes. Good. I hope it is a good phone.
I mean, just to clarify, we're recording this on a Macintosh. I have my iPad to my left and I have an iPhone in my hand.
Indeed you do, you Apple fanboy.
I think I was a bit of a whore. The iPad is really old now. The Mac is really old. And if either of them die, I'll probably replace them with something else.
Probably. Yeah. But this is the thing.
That isn't.
Apple, sort it out. That's my message to you. I'm even going to tweet them later.
Oh, we know how much impact that has.
Exactly my point.
Mind you, I did go to town on BT once.
I remember you went to town on BT, Vodafone.
Vodafone, yeah, they deserved it.
I joined in on that as well, and now I'm with them. I feel like I'm in a relationship with them. God.
Would I
just
get back to him?
Constantly getting texts from him. Oh, if you liked this, you'll like this. Chris, why won't you answer? Chris,
reply.
Chris,
piss off. Just send him a text. Piss off.
I'm already in a relationship, and she only messages me when she can.
Stop being so bloody needy.
Yeah,
that's what you should text them.
That's what I'm gonna text Vodafone.
Do you remember that text they sent me?
Yeah. I actually do, yeah.
We think you should get this advice. I just sent back, I think you are expensive and crap.
Yeah.
It's good. So you done whinging about Apple?
No.
Because they're not going to listen to this.
I don't care. I'm going to take this
If you do work at Apple and you're listening to this, please make it as hard as possible for Chris to verify his identity.
I will hurt you. I will find you and hurt. I will find you and hurt you.
I know somebody works at Apple.
Do you? That's nice. They're all gits.
He might actually be useful to you.
Who's that? Huh?
I can't tell you on the podcast. That would be unfair to reveal their name. But
okay. Do I just tell me after?
I will.
Cool. Anyway, no, I have now finished my rant about Apple.
So you said about card verification. I went on holiday to Portugal a little while ago. You may remember.
Yes.
And I went to rent a car. We ended up renting Pedro the Punto.
Oh, I remember this. Actually.
So they said for the insurance is €77. That's fine. But we need to hold €450 on your card. Ooh. Now, it was the end of the month. My credit card only has a limit of like £500. I'd already used like just over half of that just to petrol and stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Didn't have any money in my account at the end of the month, you know. Been on holiday, spent a lot of money. So I had to call up HSBC in 32-degree heat to try and get my credit limit put up. Luckily, God. I was approved, but there's nothing worse than being on holiday, just standing there in the heat going, if I don't get this, the whole holiday's boned.
Yeah.
Because that was our plan, to drive down.
Oh, mate, that would have been awful.
That was utter bullshit. Anyway.
As I think we're probably aware of time.
Oh, mate, we are like 42 minutes into this.
Eesh.
Yeah.
In that case,
we might either go over a little bit this week, or we might just try and wrap everything up quickly.
Yeah.
Let me. Here's something that is going to last a while, and I'm really sorry if you're not interested in it. If you're not interested in Gran Turismo Sport, skip 5 minutes ahead from right now. I've been playing, and he's gone. I've been playing Gran Turismo Sport for the PlayStation 4. I bought the collector's edition. I actually had it ordered on Amazon. If you got up to get a drink? I actually ordered it on Amazon, but they said it was going to arrive on the 19th, and I was sick, so I wanted to make sure that I got it when I wanted it. I had to use Amazon Prime now. For some reason, the copy that I had ordered months ago was going to be late, but I could get one on Amazon Prime now within 2 hours, so I did that. The special collector's edition was £104. I feel like a bit of a mug, actually. £104, and it features a very glossy, very nice book, a model of the car, all the DLC, car packs, extra credits, stuff like that, and the Steelbook edition of the game, and also a free code for That's You, which we've been playing a few weeks back. Let me say that it is, in a word, fantastic. It is a brilliant driving experience. It is a game that knows what it's doing and does it really well. So the car list, you might notice, isn't massive. And I think that's good, because Gran Turismo, especially if you look at like Gran Turismo 4, had got a bit bloated. It had too many cars in it. Now, if you complete a challenge and you get given a gift car, you know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be a good car, or at least interesting, and that's the benefit. Because I remember the amount of times I was playing Gran Turismo 3 and you'd get gifted a Daihatsu Copen or something. You'd be like, why is... Interestingly, that's still in the game in race form, and it's actually pretty decent to drive. But you know, you just had all that stuff which you didn't need, and now it's gone, so that's good. Driving wise, dynamic wise, it's great. I've finished about half the game. I've completed the driving school, and there are a couple of challenges in there, even for the seasoned. I like to think I'm one of those. The car models look amazing. The driving physics are amazing. Where some areas it does fall short is that it's missing classic tracks like Trial Mountain, which are Gran Turismo original tracks, and tracks in the real world like Le Mans and Silverstone, which are two of my personal favourites, whereas Project Cars 2 and Forza 7 feature both of those tracks. So it does feel lacking, but they probably can put DLC in later for that. On another note, I would say that online races are a bit restrictive because they're timetabled, but once you're in one, it's good fun. You have a little qualifying session, and then you go on to race against real people, which is really fun. And there is a chat, but I've never heard anyone say anything in there, so it stays relatively untoxic. And also, you know, if someone tries to smash you about, they go sort of transparent and go through you, which is a good measure because, you know, anywhere in the world you go, you'll always find a dick or two. So there's always that to make sure that's not going to happen. Yes, hello. So that's good. Other things that are worth noting. You will build up credits very quickly in this game. You also build up mileage points. You will have daily objectives. And if you play the game like I'm playing the game, you will not, I repeat, you will not have to buy a car. You just don't. It gives you all the cars you need. You do not have to buy any, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just play. I had at one point I had 4 million credits to play with, which means I could have bought any car in the game. Mileage points wise, every couple of weeks they rotate it. They give you different things you could buy. I managed to get a Corvette and a BMW M4 just based on my mileage points, which is very cool. This game, if you're in it just for the campaign, I'm going to warn you, it's going to be short. But if you're in it for more, if you're in it for like more stuff, the online stuff specifically, you're going to really enjoy this. It also has lots of interesting videos and interesting stuff to look at as a museum and all that sort of stuff, so you can actually look at history. I think it's the only game to ever feature Princess Diana and the Spice Girls. And also a Nissan GTR. I will stop now as we're beginning to approach the 5-minute mark, but I will quickly say, in ending, it's really bloody good. And even if you're not into racing games and you want to get into racing games, this is a great place.
I don't want to get into racing games, man. Don't even try to convince me.
I reckon you'd like the Forza Horizon series.
Lies.
Did you like Burnout?
Maybe.
You'll like Forza Horizon. Yeah, that's kind of that. Buy the game. It's well good. I really liked it, and I've been playing it largely under a duvet.
Oh.
I tell you what, though, it has kept me entertained. It's been frustrating me to the point of really pissing me off at times. Literally, I nearly threw the controller earlier.
That wouldn't have been
I don't
good.
like to damage my equipment like that. I feel like I can take out my rage on something else, but you weren't around at the time, so no, I'm joking. But yeah,
it's fine. It's funny because he doesn't actually beat me.
Good game. Well worth a play.
Good game.
I know you're not interested in it at all, but
that's why I left.
That's why you buggered off like everyone else probably did. Well worth it. Maybe a coming review in the next few weeks or so. So yeah, it's well worth a look. You can come in, it's fine.
Mum's never passed through.
You've never passed through during the podcast before. It's alright, we're not going to put you on the spot or anything. What's your favourite colour? Sorry, Chris's mum's just walked through. We were talking about how much of a legend you were, actually. We were singing your praises. We were singing your praises. Yes. Wow.
Excuse me? I was singing your praises.
I always do. You can be sure of that. And I played like 10 minutes of the South Park game this week.
Oh.
Yeah, I was sick. It came in the post from Amazon. Bless my pre-orders. And we didn't talk about the coconut.
We didn't.
We should talk about the coconut.
Sydney.
So, you still got him?
Oh yeah, he's upstairs.
CD the coconut. I played it for 10 minutes. It was way too complicated for me during my sickness. I will hopefully report back to you next week, but it looks pretty funny. Apparently there's an episode of the show that sets it up, so I'll look at that. I also watched the Fast and Furious 8. It arrived on the Ray of the Blue variety. Big, dumb, stupid film. Really liked it. It's dumb, it's stupid, I know. I liked it. It's just, you know, do you have a film series like that? Just big, dumb, stupid films and you like them?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Impossible's the same for me, actually.
That's actually, I think that's probably it, if I'm honest.
Yep.
Just because I don't tend to watch a load of, like, do you know what? These days, I don't actually have much time to watch films and stuff.
I tend to have to spend my time very wisely.
Yeah, you and me both.
I have to be quite picky. Gone are the days of me rifling through the bargain bin at Tesco's or whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I know I just don't have time for that.
No.
You just don't. Netflix as well. Have you noticed Netflix ain't as good as it used to be? It's a lot more about the original shows.
Yeah,
Travels with My
so.
Father, by the way. We finished that. It's quite good.
Yeah?
If you're interested in going travelling or you like Jack Whitehall, you're going to really like it.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm kind of into both those things. Frankie definitely is.
Okay.
Some of it feels a bit set up. Like, obviously. Some of it feels like it's for comedy purposes. And in that regard, I don't know why, but I feel like I'd have liked a more honest version of events. Because I think it would have still been funny. Because you see the moments where Jack Whitehall, for instance, is out on his own, not with his dad.
Yeah.
And funny things happen.
Okay.
And you see moments with his dad where you can see honesty and like he laughs. Not honestly. Like he laughs honestly. And those moments are really genuinely funny. And then you get other moments where there's like tension. Well, you know there was going to be tension because Jack Whitehall's dad is like 72 or something, or 74. Yeah. So you know there's going to be those moments of, but I don't want to go to this rave, you know. I think I'm spoiling anything. This isn't going to be a surprise to anyone, this sort of stuff. But yeah, I feel like I'd have preferred a more honest version of events. I feel like it would have still been funny.
Yeah.
And I feel like his dad is actually, despite all the odds, quite likeable. Really? And he's clearly a clever man. So you can respect him. Anyway, with 8 minutes left to go, really. I don't know, have you read this story yet?
No, I haven't actually seen it.
Have you got it loaded up?
No, I'm about to.
Load it up because it's quite interesting. We all play stupid bets. This man went a little bit too far with his
I wouldn't know. Bet. I don't bet.
You're not a gambling man.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
You know what? I used to do the horses a little bit. When I worked for my dad, I used to have the Sky Bet app, and the most I'd ever put on was like £1. So what happened is I started with like £5. I actually made like £100 or so out of it, and then I just took all the money out of it and I was done with it because it was something I did on my lunch break to stop me from boredom. Okay. And then I found podcasts, so I'd just pop an earbud in, and that was the end of that. You know. To
be fair, I've never had any interest, if I'm perfectly honest.
I think it's probably not a good idea because. Don't get me wrong. If you can do it responsibly, then sure. Like it's like drinking. Yeah. If you can be trusted to drink responsibly, or use mild recreational drugs responsibly, if you can be trusted to gamble responsibly. The only problem is because it's not illegal, it's not frowned upon really. Yeah. It can go unknown and no one will ever know. It can become a crippling problem. But I wouldn't recommend it.
No, I wouldn't.
Anyway, this is a bet that didn't cost someone money. It cost them something probably a bit worse.
Yeah, definitely. Has society's quest for social media fame gone too far? Well, maybe, but hitting 1,000 shares ensured that one wanted man is behind bars. So it helped out one police force at least. Michael Zadel, 21, messaged police.
Good try.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Messaged police who put out an appeal to find him, saying he would hand himself in if they managed to get 1,000 shares on their next post. He even promised to throw in some donuts. Redford Township Police Department in Detroit easily passed the milestone after posting his message, which was shared over 4,000 times. And he's got a picture of the post itself. It says, "Challenge accepted." Mr. Champagne Torino has issued the RTPD a challenge, as you can see below. If we can have this post shared 1,000 times, he will turn himself into the RTPD on his existing warrants. Clean up blight on public school property, and bring us a dozen donuts. Donuts, he promised us donuts. You know how much we love donuts. Help us win this challenge. I
love a good stereotype, don't you? Right. I really want donuts now. Just for the record.
I'm alright with that. Help us win this challenge and clean up blight. Is that my bite? In Redford at the same time. It is as easy to share of this post. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. If your next post gets 1,000 shares, I'll turn myself in along with a dozen donuts, and that's a promise. And I'll pick up every piece of litter around all your public schools. Let's see if you can get those shares. And that's pretty much it.
No problem.
That's like I people these days who do things like that.
What is it, man?
Pretty bloody stupid, because I'm sorry, but the power of social media as a general whole is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny actually. I went on I think I can admit this here. I went on a bit of a purge.
Oh, are you?
Not an unfriend purge. I'm not a douche. I don't want to I don't want people to
questionable.
Because it's happened to me before where you've gone up, you've seen somebody you haven't seen in a long time, and you've gone up to them and go, "Oh, we're still friends on Facebook," and you go, "Yeah, I think so," but you know deep down you deleted them. So I don't do that anymore. I just unfollow people. That's a brilliant feature, incidentally.
I kind of like the feature.
It's brilliant.
It helps a lot.
Oh, it's good. It saves you that social awkwardness. Because I'm sure people have unfollowed me. Mind you, I don't post anything.
I very seldom do these days.
I'd never bloody say anything on there.
No, I very seldom say anything anymore on social media. If I do, it's probably me taking the mick out of something.
Yeah, or me sharing a funny video about a guy going...
Love that video. If anyone has any more of those videos and fancy sending them to me, please do.
Put them on the Curious Crow thing.
Yes.
As long as they're decent, good quality, high spec memes.
Yes. Them memes.
Do you know if your dad's got a joke for us this week?
I don't think he does, to be honest, mate. I think he's quite tired.
Oh, that's fair enough.
But then again, so am I, but still.
That is legitimate.
Plus, he's a man of a fine art, which requires a lot of thought process.
Does it?
And yeah, dad jokes take a lot, man.
Do they?
Dad jokes take a lot.
Well, with that said then, we'll actually end this podcast on time. Holy moly. If you'd like to subscribe to the podcast, go to the Apple Podcast app. You can do so there. You can also find us on SoundCloud. Just search for Curious Crow Podcast. This episode, along with all the others, is up there. You can also go on the YouTubes.
Indeed.
And just search for Curious Crow Games, or Curious Crow Productions, sorry.
That's the one.
It's changed now. A long time ago, actually. I'm a fool. And we're on YouTube as well. From November, we will start streaming.
Indeed we will.
I'm sure I told the story about why we can't.
Yes.
Because an episode title got us in trouble.
Yes.
I've been wanting to for a little while now, but...
yeah, well, this is the other thing as well.
I've decided to not do it on Twitch.
Yeah. Okay.
YouTube seems to be better for
the rage.
These days.
Well, this is the thing,
more accessible to existing people.
Yeah. I guess it would be, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Because that's not the only thing that's different about the channel, is it? Or our podcasts. Because if you're a gamer...
Yeah.
And you enjoy them...
Yeah.
And you enjoy everything that there is to do with the virtual world, as it were.
Yeah.
We have offers now, don't we?
Yes, we do. I need to make sure I put this in the description.
Yes, you do.
So, I did a full and honest... Did you listen to it last week, or do you just know about it?
I just know about it because I haven't had a chance.
Last week, I did a full and honest disclosure. Basically, there's a website called Kingwin.
Indeed.
I've been using them for years, actually. This is genuinely true. This is not an advertisement.
No.
But I need to make it clear that we potentially make money out of this. We have to live up to the ASA's rules. Yeah. So, here is the clear divide between what is content and promotion. We have an affiliate code with Kingwin. You can buy Steam games on there at the minute. At the minute, you can get 45% off Project Cars 2. You can get up to 85% off, Player One's Battlegrounds.
Really? I didn't know that.
You can get great discounts on Steam codes. So the way it works is you use the link in the description of the episode, and that's it. You just use that link, go to Kingwin, buy your games. So what happens then at the end is you get a Steam code that's plopped out. You then type that into Steam, redeem the code, and boom, the game appears. Now, I've used it for pretty much every Steam purchase I've ever made, and it has never let me down. You can also buy codes for Windows. In fact, the computer that you have, the Kingwin, it's a Kingwin code for your Windows 10 install.
That's so cool.
I think the way it works is you have different sellers on there. They sell it. I always use the buyer protection.
Oh, yeah.
It's like an extra £1, but it makes sure that if that code doesn't work, you get your money back.
Okay.
No lose. I can honestly recommend it, but as I said, there are obviously other places you can get this stuff, but there's a code in the description which also helps us out. For every game you buy, we get a teeny weeny, it's not very big, little bit of money, which we will put towards games that we can both buy and review for the channel.
Well, just as a small indication, I suppose.
And this is as of recording.
As of recording, yeah, exactly. As you said, Player PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, 22% off currently.
That's pretty good.
Shadow of War, Middle Earth Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Very long anticipated game, 30% off.
I tell you what, if you're looking for games that are a little bit older, just search for Project Cars, the first one, not the second one. And then you can say the price.
Oh, this feels dirty.
But it won't feel dirty when you see what the price is. This is why I was playing it, incidentally. This is why I've been playing it, waiting for Gran Turismo. Slightly older game.
We'll find out.
What's my drum roll?
Wow, 43%.
And how much is it?
£30.48.
No, it's less than that. It's like £6 for Project Cars 1, the first one.
Oh, the first one I typed in 2. Sorry, I
30
got
quid
really...
for 2 is not bad though.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it could be worse. But as we've been saying, you know, great deals on games, and you help us. You actually end up helping us out by purchasing.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. Just buy through the link. That's all you need to do. We'd like to get an Amazon affiliate code as well. I'm working on that. So anything you buy through Amazon, it gets given back to us. Basically, it's just a little thing you can do, and if you're going to buy the game anyway, may as well do it through there. Anyway,
precisely.
I forgot about that. That's pretty much it from us this week. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned, stick around. Hopefully, there's more content coming for you next week. I've got like a half a week off work, so I'm going to try and do as much as I can. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
Take it easy. Oh God.
Jeez. Bye.